Hello there, and welcome to Brian's Not So Complicated Facts About the Sophisticated World show. Today we're going to talk about the Silk Road and how the Silk Road played a very important role where it became a jewel in this trading society. Since this is called the Not So Complicated Facts About the Sophisticated World show, obviously I'm going to show you some not so complicated facts, right? Well, let's get to it. Starting from about 200 BC, a person named Zhang Quan of the Western Han pioneered this route, which gradually formed throughout the Han dynasty, originating from Shan, which is now Zan, in the east to the Mediterranean in the west. This links China with the Roman Empire. Obviously, the main trading product is silk because the name of the route is called the Silk Road, which, well, what else would it be? Sand? Like the Sand Road? Might as well just call it the Sandy Road or the Sierra Desert. Well, let's get back to topic. Silk was a very important because silk was a material that only China knew how to produce. Silk was mainly used for clothing. What made silk stand out that it was used for multi-weather clothing, which allowed you to stay comfort in the coldest or hottest weathers, and it was very lightweight. Silk was also used to honor ceremonies and different cultures. Since only China knows how to produce silk, silk backpacked China towards a more superior economy. Silk wasn't the only material that was important towards the Silk Road, but many other materials such as different types of herbs, plants, jewelry, and medicine that originated between our societies have traded throughout the Silk Road. One of the medicines called Cetagandras, which originated from India to China, was a herbal wonder drug that was used for wounds, childbearing, and hemorrhage. I don't know what hemorrhage means, but it must have been a very important drug, right? So I was right. Enough with the materials. Let's get to the structure and production of the Silk Road. By the way, just to clear something up, the Silk Road is not a road. Surprising, right? Others asked, well, if it isn't a road, why is it called the Silk Road? Well, in 1877, a well-known geographer, Ferdinand von Richthofen, named this route the Silk Road because the silk was the main trade product of the entire route, and Ferdinand described the route as to be seen by the consumers as roads of silk. Now back to the production and structure of the Silk Road. The route was built this way because even though the mountains are difficult to get through, this decreases the quantities of thieves, invaders, and unwanted trespassers. The mountains provide a blockade of protection to those using the route. Same as the routes on the sea, which are protected by the users of the route against pirates. Take note that back then, pirates are ruthless and dangerous people, unlike the pirates that are portrayed now. Mountains was probably the safer and more protective route of the Silk Road. Protection was crucial in this trade route, as it's been enforced by many generations of the users of this route, from the Hans to the Mongols. Protection equals efficiency in the trade route. Let's put ourselves in the roles of the merchant. Let's say that the mountain was incredibly difficult to hike. What time of the year would we go? What would we bring? What would we wear to survive the climate changes? We aren't going to wear silk swim shorts with a tank top in the winter, right? Well, the smart thing to do would to follow the merchant's way of trading from far distances, packing heavy clothes such as long sleeve pants and shirts and hats, because those will sustain colder climates as to colder temperature and will sustain hotter climates as to protecting your skin, provide shade for your body, and also protect your skins from other harmful things such as parasites. Heavy clothing allows merchants to travel anytime, which empties the ideas of how the merchant would sustain the climate changes or survival. Comparing classical merchants to modern-day merchants, we share common problems and solutions. As to the classical era merchants, they wonder how they would survive these obstacles and what will come to reward them if they overcome their obstacles. As to modern-day merchants, we wonder how we would have enough money for McDonald's, or how many french fries would it take to completely fill up our stomachs. But in the end, merchants, ancient or modern, have come to achieve what they came for. Well, that's all for today's show about the Silk Road. Tune in never, because I will never do this show ever again. Remember to click the subscribe button because it makes me feel better about myself. And I can brag about how many subscribers I have to all my friends. Just kidding, I don't have any friends.